Hey, we're going over Toy Tale, an app that one of our lecturers created. So I go here, I forked the repository. Here's my GitHub name and then the repository, and I go here. I copy it, I go to my terminal. I'm in my phase 2 directory. Let's ls. As you can see, I already have it there because I finished the breakout exercises, but I'm going to create a test folder. And we do that with, make directory. We'll do, why not call it office hours, right? Office hours. CD, and then I hope you all know you can hit tab to auto complete. Sorry, CD. And now we have, there's nothing in it, ls, so we can get clone into here. And there it is now. Let's do getting all the way to where we need to be, which is the toy app. And there it is. And we look inside, there's a bunch of stuff, and we can do code dot to open up VS Code to investigate this app. We're going to expand the public and source folders. The source one is more important right now. We're going to open our integrated terminal within VS Code. Always like to do a split terminal. That's just my preference. And we run what Lewis taught us, npm start. So npm I is short for install. It installs all the dependencies that we need to run the app, and starts the server. So this might take a little bit of time. But yeah, basically we'll be using React to create toy cards of Toy Story characters. Those characters will be in an array of objects. Each character will be represented by an object in that array of objects. We're going to use a common JavaScript array method map. We're going to work with props. We're going to create a toy card component. So using some vanilla JavaScript with the map, but also creating a component and using props, which are React concepts. So yeah, it's still installing. Thank you for your patience. Yeah.
Of course. So I just, we can use .map and stuff. Can we use any of the vanilla JavaScript in the same way? Just any of it? Okay. Because I thought there was something in there about traditional if-then statements, or not if-then, excuse me, if-else statements not working, but it was probably in a specific circumstance, and I'm just getting it confused.
Okay. An if-else to create many iterations of something or something else?
Yeah, no, not necessarily to iterate, but just to use an if-else if you needed to for some reason.
Okay. Yeah, that might come up. Yeah, if there was.
Yeah, I think I was going over that last night, Jeff. I think what you're talking about is like, I think something along the lines of you can't use conditional statements. You have to refer to the ternary operator because the ternary operator is expression and the conditional statements are actual statements. So that when you're trying to do a if, some Boolean is true and I want to show some component, I have to do it through a ternary operator, not a conditional statement, because a ternary operator again it is an expression and the conditional statement is the actual condition.
Oh, okay.
So when you're trying to do something like that in like a curly bracket, inside a curly bracket, you have to put like an expression in there, not a statement, I guess.
Kevin, I will investigate that, but I believe they do operate similarly, the ternary and the if else. So you
Okay.
can put a return statement in the if, you can put a return statement in the else, as you can for the ternary.
Okay.
The ternary is just a shorthand for the if else. If you only want to have like one statement for the if and one statement for the else. If you need more statements for those clauses, then you want to use an if else. So yeah. So yeah, it looks like our app is up, our React app. This is the React symbol. It's an atom. Here we go. Let's go back to our VS Code. So yeah, it compiled successfully and it's running on localhost 3000. Great. They say edit app.js to do something. So yeah, let's take this. As you can see, this is the link for the atom, that logo. So we're just gonna get rid of that and put our own, just to test. It's always great to test. Hello React. And it's so nice that React auto, what is it called? Auto renders. So there it is. We know we're in a good place right now. So the breakout activity was basically right. We have to take the code from here and from 9 to 48 and turn it to JSX. So that's the first. So command click, grab 9 to 48. Here's 9, 48, command C. Put it where I just put this. So let's look back at the app. Oh, sorry, did I? Oh, I have to, and then let's open the console, of course. To always see our errors, of course, there's errors because nothing's rendering. So we have to change this to JSX. So I believe we changed the classes to class name, right? Those we should do. All of the classes should be class name. Double clicking and pasting is really like the fastest way to do it. Or you can do a find and replace. That would be another way to do it. Okay, so we did that. And then I believe down here, we made a change. So can someone help me change this one? How is it supposed to look again? Line 56.
Is it is it supposed to be in like double curly braces? So if you get rid of the quotation marks?
Okay. What else needs to change?
The text align needs to be camel cased. So it should be, yeah.
There we go.
But then it says center is not defined over here.
Does that need to be in
I
Double
think it needs to
quote.
be an equal sign. Oh,
quotation marks?
So that did not work.
I think it has these the quotes.
Yeah,
It's
and I
quotes,
think I
right?
believe this needs to be in quotes too. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's one way of doing it. I think there is a different way of doing it, but it works. So here we go. Here's our app now. Looks great. And again, we're not doing functionality today. We're just rendering things because we're just starting out with React. And then, so we did breakout exercise 1. Great. Breakout activity 2 is more involved, but it doesn't take too much more code. So we want to bring over the toys.js, just like Lewis did. And it is possible to just import this array of objects into app.js. But for simplicity's sake, we're just going to put it right in line into the app.js file. So there's our array. Of course, there's an error because I have to get rid of this. Back up and running. This is just a JavaScript array. After all, this is a .js file, so we can put a JavaScript in it. So now we want to create that component. And to create a component, we do function and then capitalize to each word. Toy card, here's the skeleton of our component. Great, for each card is going to represent each of these objects, characters from Toy Story. We're going to go down here now. This is where the toys go. So this is the challenging part, but I know that we can do this. So we have toys available. It's an array. And we want to use .map. Does anyone want to just help me write this, you know, word for word, line for line?
Well, you start with curly brackets.
Yeah, that works.
That threw me off for a while. I couldn't figure that out. Anyway, and then toys.map. I mean, yeah, it's not going to work right now, but
I'll put this over the rendering so it doesn't distract us too much. Yeah, toys.map. Yep.
Then toy, and then the equal arrow thing.
Yeah,
What's the term for that? I'm drawing a blank.
arrow function
Arrow function.
or just
right.
arrow. Yeah.
Arrow. Okay. Curly brackets. And return.
Awesome. Yeah, that is very important because if
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah, it is. If something's not rendering, wrap it all in a return. Yep. In React, that usually is the solution. Yeah, great. So we're returning. Yup. What are we returning? For each toy.
Toy card.
Yeah, the component we just made. And this is the JSX, which is really fun to use. And then I'll fill this part in because it's just like required. The key has to be the ID from the toy. And then what can we write as another attribute of this toy card component so that we can transfer the data? That's the key there, right? Transfer the data from the JavaScript array to the DOM. This is how you do it in React.
I'm gonna create a key. Not key. I guess you can name it toy, but you want to pass the toy object. So set that equal to close, yeah, curly brackets, the toy object.
Yes. So as you can see, VS Code knows that this toy is referring to this one on 124. Whereas this toy attribute is our own name for it. We could just call it, you know, like this, right? We can call it whatever we want. But for simplicity, we'll just do toy equals toy. Yeah.
So everything that's inside the curly brackets, essentially, we can do JavaScript stuff with, right?
Yeah.
Is the idea, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I can do like a JavaScript operation or anything in those curly brackets as long as they're inside the curly brackets.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now it's still erroring out. Does anyone know why it's erroring out?
Let's say 'cause the toy card thing isn't there yet.
Is
Function we're
okay.
calling.
Hopefully. There we go. That was correct, Logan. Thank you. Now, yeah. Okay, so Jeffrey, thank you so much with the .map. Kevin or Logan or Alex, you joined. Any one of you three want to help with writing This? And I'll write a comment.
It's like I know it if I see it, but it's hard to like think out loud, I guess, right now. So yes, we do have the top class. I guess like I know that Lewis made them divs, but I don't know. I guess like he said he'd prefer divs in this scenario. I didn't really understand the difference between them.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that's okay. We can do divs. Because then we can add style to it. Oh, what's happening? Oh, the backslash has to be here. Here we go.
Oh, is that the difference? That means we can add styling if there is a div?
I would imagine, yeah, because I was practicing that. Yeah, you can add style. You can add inline styling
Oh, okay.
in the same way that we added, yeah, the text align. So we'll keep that there. So yeah, what do we want? So yeah, I didn't say exactly what I want. We could go for, we want the name and the likes. That's what we want to display. So
So could we do
Yeah.
a header element? Or not
yeah,
header, like H1 or something? And then curly braces. Props dot name.
and it did not work. Does anyone know what we need to add here?
Toys?
No.
Or toy?
Ops.toy.name.
Yeah,
Ah, yeah, right.
and there they are. Oh, so fun. Obviously, it gets more challenging, but yeah, for now, learning it in the beginning stages. Here we go. Now let's put the likes. And I'll
I will
make,
just say like that really threw me off yesterday. Like the props.toy. I couldn't get my head around having them pass down an object and then referring it to that way, but it makes sense now.
yeah. And like Lewis did, let's console.log props and see what it looks like. So it renders, how many are there? 8. It renders 8 times. So props is you can see, as you can see, props is an object. So you have to do dot toy to access, toy is a key of props. So you have to, that's why you have to do dot toy. And then you get to these, the properties, the other keys. ID, image, likes, name. Yeah, so that's why I have to do. But we did learn another way of accessing without having to use props. Does anyone want to try that out?
You can destructure it.
Yeah,
So we could change props, if we just put curly braces, and then I think we could put the objects that we're referring to, so. Would it be?
we can try toy right now. Oh, that prop, what is it saying props? I think it's error. Yeah. It's not, hold on. There we go. That works. That works. Oh yeah, it wants me to get rid of these values. We always want our app to not have red errors. And if you remember, if the app still works, but you have red errors, then it's a soft, it's like a soft error. If your app breaks, then obviously you have to fix those. So we do have some errors here. I got rid of the values. What else is it complaining about? Does anyone know?
I think there was one more value. Yeah, create toy, or well, I don't know if that matters.
No, that one I believe is supposed to stay.
Gotcha.
Okay, so this is working. I believe there was an even shorter way of doing this. Does anyone remember? Like, didn't we destructure to put like name in here? Does anyone remember that?
Yeah, and then comma.
Oh yeah, tell me, yep.
Comma, then likes.
But do you know why it's not rendering? Oh, look, there's no red errors.
That's nice.
I'll have to pass in like dot on the other one where you're passing in like dot toy beforehand, I would think, but we're like
If we go down to the statement, I think we need to change how we pull name and likes out of the
Down here.
object. Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
we
if
did,
we
yep,
on the right side, I think if we change it from, oh no, hang on. Yeah, we would need to make on the left side, we would need to name that name
right.
and then do toy.name on the right.
Okay, definitely I see that working. Awesome. And it's just the question is this, does it make it easier on us?
It seems like a preference thing.
Yeah. So that worked. Let's just keep it toy and so that we access all of the and just right, we need to ask Lewis about destructuring maybe in today's lecture. But I'm sure the solution code is up, so oh, what's happening now? Is it just, huh?
Do we need those curly brackets?
Yeah, I think you remove the curly brackets up top when you destruct, oh no, wait, do we?
I think we would for toy.name to work, you need to put toy in the curly brackets. Just passing this, like, cause you're destructuring the toy from the props.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, everybody. And this was our review of Toy Tale.